Today we are modding Skyrim, episode 11 or something, I keep forgetting what episode we are on. On today's episode we are having some extremely big news for Skyrim. New dynamic animation engine mod that is going to bring to the game update and enhance crazy amount of new mods. Not only enhance your game but fix many issues that were not fixed in the past 10 years plus. And many more. I'm back everyone, I have few more weeks before I have to leave again, so I will try and upload as many videos as I can. And last thing before we start, only a very small percentage of you guys are actually subscribed, so hit that like button, subscribe, you can comment down anything you want, help this channel find its audience. And of course, as always, let me know what should I fix or look forward to. Let's start with some small mods. Let's go and get Belethor's Sister quest. It adds a new quest with Belethor's Sister and it even includes, I don't really want to spoil it to you, it has some stuff that you can do in Soul Cairn and some other things here and there. Small mods like those are the ones we need in Skyrim. If we get this type of mods for most of the NPCs, we get quests and overhaul current NPCs, the game is gonna be so much better. Always check the requirements. There is nothing here that you need, just go ahead and click this here and install that. DLC Audio Replacer fixes a weird thing with the Morrowind creatures, specifically those ones. They just make the game overall better. You don't need a good PC or a good setup to have hundreds of those to make your game run better. You can even run Skyrim without any graphic mods, just grab all of those different DLC covering the crappy vanilla sounds that sometimes they don't even play. We also have NPCs react to invisibility, similar mode to NPCs reacting to necromancy, which necromancy should be illegal. Imagine you going out to your city and there is a guy with 5 skeletons walking around. I mean, that should be illegal. You know, if you're playing a mage or someone who's an alchemist, you don't really need to be a mage to be invisible, you know. It's really nice when NPCs have those really immersive reactions, and you can always check the requirements and grab the first file. If you have Boss of Shadows, you can get that as well, but I'm gonna get NPCs react to invisibility. Next we have dual casting fix. There is a weird bug when it comes to dual casting and I haven't seen anyone fixing that. Sometimes when you swap from dual casting to single casting spells, sometimes your single casting spells will act like dual casting spells, which means you will have to pay the penalties like double the magicka, have stronger spells. This one completely fixes that finally. I just feel like Skyrim is getting just better and better every day, it's actually crazy. Let's also get self-targeting stuff, animation fix, self-explanatory what this does. Sometimes stuff's gonna be extremely weird. As you can see here, you're going to need the Open Animation Replacer, which is a new animation replacer mod that came out. You shouldn't have any issues. Most of the bugs here are features that already have been fixed. This is like a new engine mod like Dart that helps specific animations, like specifically this one. You will have to replace and remove Dynamic Animation Replacer with this one. This imagine is Dynamic Animation Replacer version 2. You cannot run Skyrim while having this new animation engine mod and dynamic animation replacer, so I would recommend you to grab this one. It's going to work with everything we've installed so far, so you won't get any crashes and nothing like that. It just straight up updates the engine, the performance. It also helps modders to create much more advanced animations later on. So one of the biggest discovery mods after the DVLS that came out. Go ahead and install the Open Animation Replacer, and of course always get the requirements. We've got all of those if you watch my previous videos. Let's go ahead and grab this one and also grab the stuff fix as well. There is a weird thing with SkyUI with some items. This is the grid, as you can see that sometimes they're off the left and we don't want that. It's unimmersive. Puts them towards the center, the smallest thing in the world again. That is why my goal is to get around 2000 mods. We're not getting really big mods or heavy plugins or anything like that, just the smallest things to make Skyrim just run so much better. I'm gonna grab the one for MCM Helper here because we're using MCM Helper. This is kind of a spoiler because I'm going to put this in my weapon mode tier list that I'm gonna make maybe after the summer, maybe in the next few weeks, I have no idea. Let me know if you guys would like to see a weapon mode tier list. But the project Minoan adds a bunch of completely new items, or weapons I should say, into the game, and look how amazing this looks. Force Horn, type of Minotaur, East, type of Tribal, look how badass this bow looks. And the arrows, look at this quiver, man. This is so good. I'm gonna make a video regarding weapon mods, but I just saw this come out on the Nexus and it is absolutely beautiful how this looks. Like, look at all of those weapons. Just go ahead and get those. I'm trying to not get weapon mods because I want to make an episode of installing all of those together. Since this came very recently, I just want to put it there. I'm gonna grab both of the files, install all of those. Next, Hordes functionality is extended, which makes Hordes deflect. It adds a bunch of options here on the settings. As you can see, you can fix the Horde cost if you want, and you can make, let's say, Hordes block weapon swings, arrows, and all of that kind of stuff, which adds or opens so many possibilities when it comes to playing a mage. It can even have it where your shouts and some magic spells can actually break the enemy's horde. I just cannot play Skyrim without this mode. It's really super nice to use. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the main file, the arrows bounce add-on, the cutting floor paths. I'm gonna install only those that I mentioned. The idea is to have a minimalistic Skyrim. It sounds funny because we're gonna end up using 2000 mods in the end. Let's go ahead and grab Whiterun entrance gate. This adds 2 small gates in Whiterun, change the specific location in Whiterun. Do you remember when I told you we're not going to use any overhauls for different cities in Skyrim? Well, I lied. We're going to use some of those, but only super small things like that. That when we combine those with the vanilla game, all of the different graphics we have, it's just gonna make the game look so much more superior without costing so much when it comes to FPS or performance. Go ahead and grab the Whiterun entrance gate, only the main file. We are not going to use 45 Whiterun because we're going to play Skyrim with over 55 FPS most of the time. This is personal preference when it comes to it. Let's go ahead and enhance the Imperial forts and dungeons you find in Skyrim, and we're going to combine this with any cave overhaul when it comes to graphics. All of those things are interior wise, and some of the forts you will find outside of the game it's not going to be taxing at all if you have a modern ring that should not cost you anything. But because you're gonna spend so much time exploring caves, dungeons, Imperial forts are also counting for dungeons too. We're going to overrun UV tweaks, Noble Skyrim, static mesh improvement with those two, just to make the game look better in those specific areas, because you're going to spend most of your unhealthy life in Skyrim exploring and clearing those places. Now for Skyland Imperial forts and dungeons, I'm just gonna head and grab this as it is. It's absolutely beautiful. So with Skyland Imperial Forge, go to the requirements and grab the secondary file here, which is going to fix, it's a small patch for some of the things the author missed. So go ahead and install those and install the main file here. We're not using parallax meshes, so do not go for that. Now for caves, I just love clever scarves. Jesus, I lost something trying to pronounce that. But that's going to overhaul most of the caves, and look how beautiful and clean they look. Just look at that. And combined with looks and all of the mods we're using, those are going to be very immersive. I don't know, guys. If you have something better, you can always let me know about it. And I'm gonna go ahead and install the 2K version as well. You could go for 4K, honestly, it doesn't matter because on interiors it's gonna be fine, but I have the principle, as I always like to say, to always go for 2K. I managed to have a code, after all. Let's go ahead and enhance some of the sounds in Skyrim of specific, let's say, creatures, quests, bosses and things like that by having the Book of the Wild Enigma series. It only fixes, as you can see, wild animals, voices, sound effects. So we're going to install a bunch of those upcoming in the next few minutes to enhance pretty much everything. So follow me. Let's go ahead and grab the Blacksmith hammer sound edit. Just get that one. Trust me, it's one of those modes you think you don't want until you try it. Go ahead and grab the more painful sounds, which is going to add a variety of painful sounds. Every time you kill an NPC, it adds so much to the immersion of the game. If you're playing a stealth character or even a melee character, there is only like 3 or 4 line type of audio files every time you kill someone, and this is going to add a bunch of dungeons. It just sound really nice and it adds up to the game. You're going to install the very first 2 files, and you can even go ahead and have a bunch of percentage if you really like that. So I'm gonna go ahead only and grab the 2 main files here. I'm not gonna mess up with the percentages and the statistics and things like that. Now let's go ahead and grab eating animations and sounds, which is going to add a bunch of eating animations and sounds. Wow, cow, we just done it. Yeah, no, I'm so smart, right? I'm the cleverest man in town. People used to tell me that. But jokes aside, it's going to also add a bunch of different animations every time you eat something, every time you drink something. They work on first person, they play sounds. If you play on survival difficulty, again, you will be eating a lot, just like in real life. This is a really nice mod to have. It's impossible to play without, and you will need to update Nemesis after you install that. So this is the mod author I was talking to you about when it comes to all of his different type of sound mods. This completely changes how you will fight farmers now. It makes the encounters with farmers much more intense. I'm gonna grab the werewolf one. Go ahead and grab pretty much all of the mods I installed. I'm just checking really quick here. Yeah, I'm grabbing all of those that I have downloaded, as you can see here. Book of the Wild, we've got that. The other ones, I don't really like them as much. The elemental one, you can grab the horses if you want, why not? His mods, however, are legendary. That being said, so again, those are all of the mods I'm going to install here with you. The farmer sounds, you can check all of those on your own. The werewolf sounds, Rework, again, Daedric Voices for different Daedric princes, which is super cool. You're going to go ahead and install every single one of those, every single one. Yeah, go ahead and grab Daedric Voices. Only grab the very first file, the Daedric Voices, and go ahead and grab the spider sound Overhaul because they are horrifying. I'm gonna go with the werewolf sound Rework. I don't have moonlight tails. Go and grab Eviscerate. This makes the sounds, the melee sounds in-game sound perfectly amazing, in my opinion. And do you remember the brutal sounds? Let me find it. The brutal bow sounds. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and you should do the same because Eviscerate is going to replace that with even better sounds. Go ahead and grab the main file and the second file that works with Immersive Sound Compendium, like this one that makes Dragon Priest or some Dragon Priest to have some nice additions. And I'm gonna grab all of those. I do not recommend to get the lower volume. I think it sounds as good as it should. Vampire Lord sounds Rework. I don't think you will ever fight a Vampire Lord in Skyrim, especially if you're not using Skyrim immersive creatures, but hey, you might play as one. Get Phantasmagoria. Pretty cool name actually. I think there was a band in my high school that had this, something similar like that. I cannot be sure. Banished Wisps. This is one of my favorite ones, by the way. It makes Banishes actually sound like how I will imagine Banished and scare the shit out of me. I just wish we had an overhaul for Banishes to look much more menacing to add with this mod. However, we're gonna go ahead and grab this and install it. We're almost done. Prophecy of the Lord Harkon. It completely changes Lord Harkon's voice. It's going to be impossible to play Skyrim without it, so go ahead and grab the main file here. The Last Vigil changes how the Ebony Warrior sounds, of course. Beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the second file with the helmet because it sounds much more metal, much more badass, if I may. We have Mirac's voice Rework. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the main file only here. We have Colossus Giant. So go ahead and grab the main file here for the Giants. Curse Sighting voice Rework, pretty cool mod, and also get the update on it. Grab Dragon Sounds Rework. If any of the sounds you don't like, again, I will argue or recommend you, if you've never installed any of those, to go through one by one and check them on your own. Throughout my last many years of playing Skyrim, this is the selection of the sound files from this mod author I am playing the game with, and I cannot play without. I love the element flame atronach sound, it sounds really cool. Go ahead and grab the main file. And we're almost done, guys, we're almost done. Get the Hag Raven sounds, this is by the way creepy. Go for echoes, for horse sounds redesigned. This is gonna sound more like you're riding a horse instead of riding, I don't know, a dog or something. They're gonna sound much more heavy. Relevant, Arch-Curate, Verithur voice Rework. Get that too, add some life to this poor guy. And lastly, we have the Enigma Series Compatibility Patches. We have the House of Horrors. You should go ahead and grab House of Horrors mod first and then install this. We've installed this in the previous episode, that's why I'm just grabbing this. Go ahead and grab the Michael Talkative Dragon Priest. You will need the Michael Talkative Dragon Priest mod for this to work on top of it. And lastly, get the Parthonax quest expansion as well. Go ahead and grab the Only Cure. Similar thing again, a Vigilant Enigma patch. Actually fix some of the Vigilant sounds, one of the best quest mods in the game, and install all of those. Always read the requirements, guys. If you don't know anything about it, again, I'm warning you beforehand like those mods, and let me know if you find again any type of features that will help you as much as I can. Let's go ahead and grab a few more mods before calling this an episode. I want to make a smaller episode today, that's how I feel about it, at least. Let's go ahead and grab the fakes blocking move. What this mod adds, let's check the video for instance. This is the before, as you can see, but look what this mod does. Every time you block, this feels very realistic. You cannot just block around and run like Zelda run. You have to actually focus every time you block, just like in real life. Have you ever tried to block a swing in real life? I'm really sorry in advance for my horrible jokes, but it's 4 AM as I'm editing this. Why am I editing this at 4 AM? That's a very good question. But we're gonna go ahead and fix this, and it makes the combat much more immersive, and that should do it for now. Let's go ahead and grab Immersive Display Overhaul, which changes how displaying items in, how do you call those? The trophy type of thingies. Pretty neat mod actually. I even had the older version, which I'm going to remove before installing that. And let's go ahead and grab the main file and get that done. Go ahead and grab Say No To Calcelmo, a very boring dialogue that sometimes just want to skip. Calcelmo has some really boring lines that sometimes just want to skip ahead and say, you know Calcelmo, I have enough of your shit man, I just want to move on with my life. And that's why we get this mod and install it. Am I the only one who finds joy into installing those super small mods just because how efficient they are and how much better they make the game? Not this one mod, but if you put hundreds of those. Go ahead and grab NPC dialogue audio enhancer. Sometimes audio with NPCs you cannot really hear them properly. It's not about being immersive or not, but it makes it where it's impossible to hear what people are saying. It's the best one I found. If you have something better, recommend this down to the comment section. However, I think this is the best one I found in the past years. There hasn't been anything that fixes that stuff where you cannot hear NPCs very well without overlapping each other. This is the best in the house. Bright falling leaves fix, which makes leaves sometimes look like very weird light bulbs, if that makes sense, to make them look much more better. It's going to also fix performance into your game. We're going to get Ethereal Immunity, makes it where if you are ethereal, you actually take damage from traps and from underwater breathing damage, which should not make sense. But yeah, it fixes some of the ethereal stuff. It makes it where if you want to play with Ethereal Immunity, it makes it, again, much more immersive and better, and just go ahead and skip the work rate. Better Tel Mithryn makes this so much more better, and go grab the prison as well. Grab pretty much every single file here and install it. It's gonna make this place look so much more better. One of my most favorite. I don't know, I think I must be the only person who loves the Dragon Ball DLC as much. And I don't usually add or overhaul places like that in Skyrim. Go ahead and grab no more Radial Blur, which is going to fix performance. Go ahead and grab the Werewolf Sprint Delayed Voice fix, which is something that it always bugged me. When you have unlocked the full Werewolf Spirit, the voices are kinda delayed, so this fixes that and it's much more smoother, very small new mod. And after scorching of skivers, make skivers when you burn them look like this. It even actually works when you reanimate them, which is actually really cool. It looks like a completely new reskin. So now you have to play a mini game. Are you going to burn the skiver or not? Hopefully I don't sound like a horrible human being for saying that. Go ahead and grab lastly 2 more modes. Those are new ones. First person animation teleport fix. It fixes a very weird bug that's happening with first person. And we're going to install this. It's going to require us to run Nemesis. And then we have random death animations. I just love it so much. I avoided installing any death animations because I knew about this coming out at some point. And again, it uses the open animation replacer that we've used before. Maybe the highlight of this mod list, if I can say so. I've left the best for last. And go ahead and grab the main file. And lastly, I guess there is the female hands redone. Go ahead and grab the CBB 3B8 version here because those are the ones we're using. It's going to require us run Bodyslide. And that's going to close the mods, guys. So many cool new mods in Skyrim in the past few weeks. I'm just so excited to see what is going to happen in the future. You can like and subscribe to the channel to support it. I'm gonna go ahead and fix the conflicts here, as you can see. Click update engine. And again, if you encounter any issues with running Nemesis, because many of you told me that in my animation when you had issues, it's because you haven't downgraded your game and you're installing animation files for Anniversary Edition, which is what is causing the problems you are facing. We're having eating animation and sound, so go ahead and grab this is the new one. To fix your issues, if you have again issues with Nemesis, you have to understand what version of Skyrim you are running. Go and watch my very first Skyrim video regarding what version I'm using. I'm using downgraded version. That being said, animation teleport back here. Go ahead and launch Nemesis to update all of those, and then we have to launch Bodyslide Studio and then launch loot and see if everything works great. Everything is fine as you can see, close this here, and let's go to Bodyslide. I already have selected a preset, so I don't care too much about it. I'm gonna click batch build for the hands to be built, and as you can see here, we have the new hands. And you want to select hands redone, but I'm curious to see how those look like. And we're gonna test that in game. So click OK. Let the thingy do the thing, then go ahead and click build, which is going to build everything we've done, otherwise nothing will be saved. Application is done, we've got a bunch of things running, not that many plugins as you can see that we've installed. That's because most of the stuff we've got are ESLs. Okay, we have Tel Mithryn prison, requires a fix. So it's very important to clear those wild edits because it's going to cause problems into your game. What I am going to do is, I'm going to close this, I'm going to check again if there is more issues like that, and looks like there is not in advance, but for now I'm just gonna sort the plug with the clean record and I'm going to launch Skyrim and see how the game looks, guys. I've done the testing, everything like Todd said just works. If you guys want to keep seeing more of those videos, you can again like and subscribe. I would like to apologize again for not being able to upload videos normally as I was able to. I will have around 15 or 20 each days to upload and make videos, so I will do my best. That being said, you guys know that Starfield is dropping in 2 months, so I am going to work on my next video, sharing my impressions, my fears and my critical opinions when it comes to Starfield, if I think it's gonna be good or bad. We will be able to finish modding Skyrim before Starfield comes out, at least that's my goal. Yeah, that's it, nothing more important to say, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay out of trouble and yeah, goodbye.